We continue along with honoring Fordham Athletics and the Fordham Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2021. Jackson Heil, joined by a very special guest, Fordham women's basketball legend, 1,000-point scorer, Abigail Corning. Abigail, before we get into the honor and everything, how is life for you outside of Fordham basketball?
Life is going great. I am working from home, took a role with American Express. So learning lots on the job, still, new in my training, but getting to spend a lot of time with my partner and my dog and cook a lot and watching a lot of Netflix and a lot of movies. So can't really complain. Excited for some more normalcy, but so far so good.
Well, let's talk about some Fordham hoops and the accolades for you. It's a long list. I mean, two-time A10 champion, one as a player, one on staff, Atlantic 10 tournament MVP, 1,000-point scorer, and now a Hall of Famer getting added to that list. What does being inducted into the Fordham Athletics Hall of Fame mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I know I put my heart and soul into Fordham Athletics, specifically, the Fordham women's basketball program. To be joining, tons of other legends that have come before me to lay the foundation, both for women's basketball, but for Fordham sports in general. It's a true honor. You mark your name in that stone, and no one can take that Hall of Fame nomination away from you. So I'm excited. I think I earned it through my stats, but attribute to all the people along the way that helped me become the player and the person that I am today, especially all those that are still at Fordham.
Well, when you look at the record books, you're certainly all over it. And one of the probably biggest impacts you made was on that Atlantic 10 championship run. You were named the Atlantic 10 tournament MVP that season. What was it like being a part of that run, being on a team that consists of so many different great players, Sam Clark, fellow inductee Erin Rooney, and being able to play for Coach Gately? What was that process like for you?
It honestly still gives me chills just thinking back to it. It was some of the best days, especially of my playing career, but just in my life in general. Obviously we fell short my junior year, but that just continued to light a fire and a spark and motivate us to get back to the championship game senior year, knowing with Erin as my sidekick, we were going to go down fighting no matter what. And thankfully that fight led us to a championship. But just that team was so special. We had those role players that stepped up in big moments when, starters were on the bench in foul trouble, et cetera. And we just believed in what coach had laid down for us. And she always had the right game plan. She always prepared us to a T, and that's what led us to success. And, personal accolades can stand out, but it was really just a whole group effort from the start, and basically dating back to when coach took over the program. But to get to that ultimate net cutting experience, hoisting the trophy with your teammates, there's really no feeling that's better than that.
You experienced an A10 title again as a part of the staff in 2019. How different was that experience for you, being on the sidelines, watching that happen and getting a firsthand experience of it after you went through it as a player years back?
Yeah, it was definitely different, but it's still just a special moment. What I enjoyed was watching the players celebrate and thinking back to when I was celebrating 5 years prior, and being the first one, one of the ones to line up at the ladder to cut the net, and just the pure joy. You just can't draw that up, that people are experiencing winning a championship. So I tried to take a back seat and just kind of enjoy it and watch them enjoy it, because they were the ones out there playing. And then just continue to do my job, which was handle all the operations and make sure we got back to New York to continue celebrating with the Fordham community.
Abigail, few have experienced more time with Coach Gately, especially at Fordham, than you. I mean, I think of you, I think of Coach Val as two people who have really spent a ton of time with Coach. How much has she influenced not only your career and your time at Fordham, but also just your life in general?
Yeah, she's had an immense impact on me. Like I said, when she took over the program, that kept me at Fordham. Honestly, had considered if there was a better place for me to play, but day one when coach came in and basically was giving us out hugs and just giving us some TLC that we needed, I knew that I was in the right place, and our values align with her faith and her family. And she was always understanding when I had family commitments that I wanted to be at, whether it was when I was a player or when I was a staff member. And I'll always be grateful to her for that. But she just is respectful and she just treats people the right way. And when she says she cares, she really does. And I think that that's how she gets the buy-in from her players and her staff. And that's why Fordham women's basketball is so successful.
Abigail, before we let you go, you mentioned your sidekick, Aaron Rooney, who is also getting nominated into the Hall of Fame this year. Is it extra special being able to go into the Hall of Fame along with her, especially after everything you went through during your 2 years together at Fordham?
Absolutely. She's great. She was super feisty. I feel like I was the vocal one on the court. But she was the sharpshooter. She was the one that we were looking to when we needed a big bucket. And she never let us down. And I think when everyone thinks of that team, they think Abigail and Aaron, Abigail and Aaron. So to have my co-captain and my sidekick go in with me is super special. And hopefully everything's okay in the fall and we're able to celebrate, and hopefully she's able to make it to the States so I can see her in person. It's been a while.
So once again, Abigail Corning, two-time A-10 champion, Atlantic 10 tournament MVP, 1,000-point scorer, and now a member of the Fordham Athletics Hall of Fame. Abigail, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the huge honor, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you, Jackson. Really appreciate it.